Please give it up for Drew Simon! How are we doing? Yeah, we having fun? Yeah, he said I was on a festival called Skank Fest. If you guys know what it is, you know, but if you don't know, there's no skanks at Skank Fest. It's the world's largest sausage party. My wife is happy, that's what it is. So, I'm like overweight, but I'm not like morbidly obese, but I'm like at the point where people know I eat fast food without me having to tell them, you know? And I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Like, my wife and I were for like 3 months clean from Taco Bell. But every time we drive by Taco Bell, we turn into crackheads. And we're like, I'm like making up excuses. Like, can we just have one? Like, I really need a taco with a shell made out of stale Doritos, please. I need my fix. I don't know, Taco Bell is bad for you, and if you need any examples for how bad it is for you, I used to be attractive. That's how, like, you guys remember like in high school when you're like in health class and they like show you a picture of like a cute chick and then like, here's her 5 years later after 5 years of meth, and then she's like, eh, you know, that's me in Taco Bell. Yeah, 7 years ago I was a hot chick and now this is me. Yeah, anyone here has the Taco Bell app? Okay, you should be ashamed. Like, no one should be proud of having the Taco Bell app. But if you don't have it, you should download it for this reason. This is real. When you check out in the Taco Bell app, it says, warning, this may cause cancer or reproductive issues. And I still went through the order. Like, I was like... But I think that just means Taco Bell is the most delicious form of birth control, right? That's what. Like, I want to imagine some teenagers who get knocked up and their parents are like, how could you guys be so careless? And then they're like, we took precaution. And they're like, how? And they're like, we used Plan B. And they're like, Plan B. And they're like, Baja Blast. I don't know, Taco Bell, it's not good. My wife was genuinely confused. She was like, I don't understand how a food can cause cancer and reproductive issues. And I was like, I know the science. Every time you eat Taco Bell, microscopic Mexicans go into your body. And they take the jobs from the white blood cells. That's what happens. You guys, are you guys from Utah? Yeah? Make some noise if you're from Utah. Alright, make some noise if you're not from Utah. It's a lot prouder group every time. I'm not from Utah, so I like that. I shit on it, even though I do enjoy Utah. I live here. My neighbor, he's a hearing aid doctor. He's an audiologist. I was talking to my neighbor the other day. He told me that one pair of hearing aids costs $6,000. And he said people will finance out hearing aids like they're making car payments. And I said, hey man, what do you do if people don't make the payments? And he looked at me and said, we repossess them. Can we all agree that being the repo man for a hearing aid doctor would be a super fun job, right? Like, what do you even do? You just wander around Costco with a giant net, hunting elderly people, right? You catch one, they say something dumb like, I need these to talk to my grandchildren. And you're like, not anymore, you don't. You should have thought about that before you decided to be old and poor. There's a store by my house called the Puppy Store. They sell puppies. They had a sign that said financing options available. So I could only think about the lucky dude who gets to repo puppies all day. Like, there's some guy out there that gets some lady's hearing aids and her service dog in one run. That's efficiency. That's what that is. I don't know. Is this a dog crowd or a cat crowd? Dog, that's good. Cats suck. No, my wife and I, recently I wanted a German Shepherd and my wife wanted a pet rabbit, so we compromised and got a toy poodle. And it's cool. The dog's all right. He just got his shots a few weeks ago, so it kind of sucks because my dog has autism now. And if you're wondering, like, hey, Drew, how do you know that your dog has autism? Well, he watches a lot of anime. That's how I know. That and having a sword collection. That's the telltale signs of autism. You meet a dude who has more than 2 swords. He's out there every time. I don't know. I do like our dog. One thing my dog does that I don't like is he doesn't like violence. And I'll explain. If we're watching like a TV show and there's a fight scene on the TV, my dog will bark at the TV nonstop. If I like hug my wife too quickly, he thinks I'm attacking her. And so we're trying to train him out of it, and we talked to a dog trainer. The dog trainer told us that if a dog doesn't like something, the way you get them to like it is you give them treats while that thing's happening. So like if a dog doesn't like their paws being rubbed, you give the dog treats while you rub its paws. But my dog doesn't like violence, so now my wife's just giving our dog treats while I pretend to hit her. And yeah, now all that's happened is my dog thinks domestic violence is the coolest thing ever. That's like, I never would on purpose, but if I ever accidentally knocked my wife down the stairs, my dog would be like, holy shit, that's like 70 treats. Like he'd be in the corner like, finish her. Like, no, he's my hype man now. He's like, my dog's like a cop from a third world country. Like I can do whatever I want as long as I pay him off. Like he looks at me, he's like, that was messed up, but if you give me ham, we're cool. I did lie to you guys though. It's actually my wife pretending to hit me while I give the dog treats. But I've tested that in front of audiences and people don't laugh at that as much because audiences hate women, and I don't know, that's why the audience is like, would it be funnier if you hit her? That's the feedback I've gotten. But it now like makes me feel insecure around my dog, because like my dog just thinks my wife wails on me all the time. And like, if my wife and I ever got into a real fight, it would blow his mind. That's like, if my wife and I stepped into the octagon, my dog would be like, this guy's gonna get his shit kicked in. And then as soon as I suplex my wife, it would blow his mind. It'd be like the US beating the Russians in hockey, and my dog would be like, it's a miracle, how do you do it? Like, I don't know. I got more dog jokes. I recently saw in the news that New York City just outlawed pet tattooing. I didn't even know that was an option. If I knew that was an option, my dog would look like Post Malone. If I knew that was an option, my dog would look like he goes to 7-Eleven just to hang out. That's what my dog. I was wondering, like, before that law was made, like, were there dogs in New York City with tattoos? And people were like, does your dog have a swastika on him? And the owner's like, my dog's not racist, he was in the pound for a few years. Like, he was protected by the German Shepherds. Like, yeah, German Shepherds are the most racist dogs, right? I recently, I saw in the news in Germany that there's this mall in Germany that has like reserved parking spots for gay people and immigrants. And I was just thinking, that's a country that did like a total 180 in the last like 80 years, right? They went from like, we hate everyone different from us to we love gay Pakistanis. Like, it's crazy because even Pakistanis don't love gay Pakistanis. I don't know, I showed that to like one of my like super conservative friends, and he was like, oh, woke parking spots, that's so dumb. And I was like, dude, they're literally treating them like they're disabled. How do you not like that? I saw another headline that like Germany has had like a lot of like Muslim immigrants, and this article said that Islamophobia is like increasing in Germany, and I just think it's fun that there's a lot of Germans that are like, I stand with Israel, like because of hypocrisy. Like they hear what Hamas likes to do to Jewish people, and they're like, "How dare they?" Like that's. Can you guys believe this? Like that's. Oh no, that's fun. I don't care what you guys think. That's fun. So my wife and I, we just celebrated our 30-year anniversary last week, and no, I mean I love being married, but one thing I don't like about being married is my wife tries to make me eat healthy, because I gained a significant amount of weight. Significance the word she uses, not me. I look in the mirror, I'm like, I'm crushing it, and my wife's like, you're fat as fuck. That's the medical term, fat as fuckitis. And she's trying to make me eat healthy, and she's learned that I know nothing about eating healthy. Like, she sends me to the store to buy vegetables, and I come back with the wrong ones. Like, she sent me to get lettuce, and I came back with cabbage. And then she sent me to get cilantro, and I came back with other green shit. And she's like, you're 30 years old. How do you not know the difference? And I was like, this is a new food group to me. Yeah. I hate vegetables so much, I even unplugged my grandpa. And no, it's okay. He was Jewish, I did for Jesus, so it's cool. No, I'm just kidding. I stole that joke from Kanye. No, my grandpa was Palestinian. We're having fun. That's what. No, those are jokes. My grandpa is dead, though. That's not a joke. Before he died, he had to wear those diapers old people wear. Depends. Have you guys seen those in the store? Yeah. Do you wear them? You wish? Yeah. You walk by the grocery aisle and you're like, someday. Someday I don't have to run to the toilet. No, alright, if you've seen the boxes, they are wild. Instead of having like old people model the diapers, they have like jacked young dudes in their 20s. And I don't know what kind of advertising they're going for. It's like, sometimes after CrossFit, I shit my pants. Like that's a weird ad. My wife, she's going to school for advertising. So like, I like to give my wife ideas for good ads. And she hates them all. The other day, we were watching the news and there was a story in the news. This guy backed out of his driveway in a hurry and he accidentally backed over a kid. And yeah, that's not the funny part. And my wife was like heartbroken. She's like, that is the saddest story ever. That guy's gonna live with that for the rest of his life. That's so terrible. And I said, or that's a really good ad for a backup camera. Like, I'm gonna share with you guys an argument my wife and I had recently. I'm gonna close it out here with this. Recently, my wife told me that if only straight men existed and we could self-reproduce, society wouldn't exist. She said we wouldn't have cars, we wouldn't have roads, we wouldn't have buildings, we wouldn't have anything. Because according to her, the only reason men ever do anything is because women tell us to, and we want to have sex with them. And I disagreed, because I think men still want power. So like, even if it was all dudes, you want to be the king of the dudes. And my wife cut me off and said, no, men invented airplanes so they can seduce women in airplanes. And I thought I had a good comeback. So I was like, what about Hitler? Pretty sure that dude was doing it for the love of the game, right? Like, I don't think he was trying to impress women. And then my buddy was listening to our conversation, and he chimed in, and he said, actually, Hitler's girlfriend, Ava Braun, she was 20 years younger than him. So he was absolutely trying to impress women. So that's a fun fact, that women are responsible for the Holocaust.